So let's match up another batch, and this time we are going to make 100 and 100 together. So in it goes. We're going to have loads this time. Got loads of molds so I can keep making more and more stuff with any resin that's left over. So I'm not clever enough to do a scientific way of working out how much exactly I need for each one. So I try and make a bit more than I need and have like extra projects to hand for any excess. So that's 100. Notice I'm wearing my gloves again this time. It's as much as I can, I try and wear gloves when doing this. The temptation is just to go, it'll be all right. Oh, 101. We're in 102 at the end. But what I don't want to do is get this mixture all over my hands. It's not good stuff. It does make doing stuff hard though. Gloves. Here we go. So what did we say? 101, wasn't it? Then it skipped 102. So let's get 100 in there. You can see I'm making a hell of a lot. And you've got to be careful. The more you mix together, the more heat it produces, because every bit of resin is having a chemical reaction as it mixes. That's how it goes hard. It creates heat. So in this jug at the moment, we are generating heat. I say this jug, in this plastic mug. So try not to mix too much in one go. Otherwise, you can end up with having fumes coming off it. It's quite scary stuff. But as long as you stir it and pour it pretty quickly, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. So you know what I'm going to do now. I'm going to just stir it up. But so rather than bore you with that, let's skip this bit. Right, so that's it. That's me mixed it all up. It will have lots of bubbles, but because it generates so much heat by itself, by its chemical reaction, it's best probably just to leave it for a couple of minutes and let the bubbles sort themselves out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it for a couple of minutes because I'm not going to heat it up anymore. It's going to get hot enough as it is. Don't leave them in these plastic cups too long. That's my advice as well, because if it's going to generate a lot of heat, these cheap plastic cups ain't going to last long. So seeing as this teddy bear has been made for a Rubie, who, when I was making this, she wasn't very well. So God bless her. I thought I'd send her a get well present. So some pink dye to make the teddy bear pink. And we'll add some glitter to it. And I'm going to put a healthy mix in there as well. Bit of resin dye. Bit more than last time because it's double the amount. And the secret ingredient. So that lovely glitter. So take the lid off. I feel like I'm doing an experiment. There is no right or wrong with this. I'm just going to bung the load in and leave the lid off. I'll see you in a sec because I'm now going to stir it up. Touch more glitter, I think. I ain't got much left. But as long as I've got enough for Rubie's teddy, that's the main thing. So I hope that's pink and glittery enough. Right, so the main event is the big teddy. Let's pour it in. So again, to avoid bubbles going in, I'm just going to pick a raised area to start pouring it into. So we go for a pour, and it should overflow and start dribbling down inside, filling up all those lovely ears and noses and crevices and God knows what else a bear has. And no rush, just let it pour. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over the other side. Going up, pour. Doesn't really matter, does it, where I do it? As long as I don't drop it into the main crevice, because that will generate lots of bubbles. And it's filling up nicely. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. All that glitter in there. So nearly finished. And just a few more dribbles, I reckon. There goes, let the last drops drop. Right. Now the score with this one is just to let it set for 24 hours. That bubble should pop in a sec, hopefully. Can you see over here I've got some love hearts as well? I'm going to do a little experiment. I got some wooden love hearts and I placed one right at the bottom, and I'm just going to pour resin on it. And this is a great thing about resin, you can just experiment. I found these in a craft shop. So I'm pouring it over the top, make sure it's filled. Done it again with a spade. Anyone who watches my scratch card channels will know why there's a spade. Cool. Right, and because I don't think I've got enough to do anything really. It's just a smidge in the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that to one side. I'm going to clean up. I'm going to get rid of that bubble actually first. Let's pop him the old-fashioned way. There we go. So just popped him the other way. But you'll find bubbles will rise to the top and they'll pop. So it's important just to keep an eye on it. So yeah, so I've got four things, four new scratchers. See how they turn out with the wooden bits inside, the two hearts and two spades as well. And we've got Rubie's massive teddy bear. All that's left is to let these set for 24 hours. So let's leave it be, let's tidy up and come back to those. There you go, you can see how my blown has got rid of most of the bubbles. It's just basically the heat, because warm air rises, there's air in the bubbles, blah, 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 pop, pop, pop. So yeah, you can use hairdryer. A lot of people recommend hairdryer. Problem with hairdryer is you can't really control the power that very well, especially when you get up close, but at least you can with your breath. So I'll give it a few more going over with my warm breath and get rid of more of those bubbles. Just basically speed up the process so there's going to be less when it sets. And fill her up. Because it's at the top now, I can go across now and make sure I get loads of glittery stuff in there. Make sure we get glittery stuff all around. So we can have a glittery scratcher. Oh, there's a hair in Pac-Man. Oh, it looks like a smile now. Look at that. That hair made it. Right, let's do some glittery gold Pac-Man stuff. So we'll do the love heart first. That's quite nice actually. Then we'll do Pac-Man himself. Always doing it slowly. Always doing it slowly. If you rush, you'll make a mess and you'll end up with loads of bubbles and yeah, something you didn't want. Let's do this fella now. Ghosts have got different names, so this one is obviously going to be Pinky. Very sparkly Pinky. It will naturally fill all the corners. Just make sure you don't try and rush it. I like the random mix of the sparkles. Yeah, let's do another one. Get it flowing. Again, do it nice, slowly. Last thing you want is for it to overflow, because there's no coming back from that. So I'm just going to pause for a sec. I want it in here. One last drop. And then we'll add another drop here. So it will naturally fill all the corners. These are quite tricky, these little ones, because they've got so many flat edges. Because what you're trying to do is fill it up, but not have it overflow. There we go. So we got some... Oh, I wasn't going to make these, but we got some very jazzy, very pretty little Pac-Man ghosts and love hearts. Right, so 24 hours has passed, and I've kept this in a nice warm room. So let's see how they've done. Let's have a look at the Pac-Man-y stuff. So here's a ghost, so that's Pinky. Again, lovely. These are really turning out nice. Little love heart. Oh, got a little bit of flash there. It's all right though. Came off nice and neat. So there's loads. There's loads. Pac-Man. A little ghost. So you can see how quickly you can make a lot of stuff. So another scratcher with a snowflake in it, a pink one. I'm not sure if I like the snowflake in the pink, but it's all part of experimentation, isn't it? There's the four-leaf clover. Yeah. Yeah. Tis what it is. I'll open those ones up in a little bit. But here's the main kitty. So let's see how the teddy bear for Rubie turned out. Ugh. You have to really peel it off. Don't be worried about ripping it. They're very tough, the moulds. Oh. Oh, blimey. That was hard work. So there you go. There's a lovely pink, glittery teddy bear. I do like that a lot. Oh, you can see how some of the glitter is settled. But it's it's all right. It's only a little bit, and it's stayed pretty good throughout. Excellent. So all that's left is for me to carry on taking them out of the moulds. And I mustn't forget the little extras that I made. Oh, it's little Christmas tree ornaments. They've even got the bit to hang them. So little sparkly snowflakes. These turned out alright as well. I think the hardest bit is getting them off that. Oh no, it just popped off. So, very pretty little things. Yeah. Yeah, very happy with how they turned out. Right, like I said, I'll put them on a white background. You'll see them properly in a little bit.